Okay, so this will be a basic tutorial on how to use some of the tools that I use through Clip Studio Paint. I'm not going to go over all the tools because some of them they probably won't apply to you, but I'll go through all the things that I use mostly. So first things first, on the right hand side is going to be your layers palette. This is where the bulk of your work is going to happen. And as you can see here, we already have layer 1 available. If we wanted to create more layers, we can just click this new raster layer button here, and you can create a bunch of layers. So just go ahead and delete those. But for this tutorial, let's make something simple so that we can utilize all the tools and also create something while we're at it. Now, the first tool is going to be the brush tool. That's going to be your main tool if you're drawing. So as you can see, I have a bunch of brushes. Today, let's make some clouds. So I'm gonna choose a cloud brush here, which I have previously downloaded. In my other tutorial, I talked about how to download materials so that you can import them. So you can refer to that if you don't remember how to do that. So I'm going to choose a cloud brush, and these are the settings for the cloud brush. I'm just going to leave them on by default. And then down here you have a bunch of sizes. So I'm going to pick 250, and that seems pretty good. So that looks like a really good cloud right there. Down here is going to be the color changer. So if you can change the color of your cloud over here. So right here I have a blue one. I actually kind of like that. So yeah, that blue. If you want to take out stuff, you can do edit undo, and that'll undo any action that you did. So I'm gonna undo all the clouds, and I'm gonna add, yeah, I like this blue tint here. I like that. So let's add a cloud here. Change my brush to my other cloud. Add some over here. Add a little one right here. Oh, it could be a little bit bigger. So let's make that 250 pixels. Yeah, and let's put like right there. And let's put some right here. Okay. So all of these clouds are on our first layer, and they look great. Let's say I want to move the cloud layer a little bit. We see that we have a little bit of a space here where it's getting cut off. Well, you can use that by doing the move layer tool here. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to move my cloud layer, and you can see I can move it too as well. So I'll move it, I'll move it down here. Okay. Other tools that we have the eraser here. So if I did something wrong that I didn't want, let's say if I wanted to take this little cloud out, I'm going to erase it. But I actually want that, so I'm going to do Control Z to undo it. Over here we have the pencil tool. This tool is really good for sketching. So if you want to draw line art and you're just trying to figure out what you're trying to put down on paper, you can just use this tool and sketch some really rough line art of what you want to do. So just here's a character here. I'm going to undo that. Over here is the blend tool. I use this a lot for blurring and blending shapes and colors together. So for this piece right here, you can use a blending tool to help you a lot. Like let's say if I wanted to make this character have more of a red shade, I could do that. And then I can go back and blend it. And as you can see, it blends in with the skin quite nicely. So that tool kind of acts as a blender / blur tool. It's really helpful for coloring shades or if you want to emphasize skin. All right, back to my cloud tutorial. Down here we have the paint bucket tool. It's the fill tool. If I decided I wanted to fill this white space up with any other color, I would create a new layer, and I would place this layer below the cloud layer, so whenever I fill it, it's gonna go below the clouds. So let's say I want to fill something with like a nice, let's do like a nice light pink tone, and it would go over it. That's actually looking pretty lo-fi. Let me see if I can go a little lighter. There we go. To the right of the fill tool button, we have the gradient button. This is really nice as well, as this creates automatic gradients, which are basically color blends. So let's do, let's do a midday sky gradient. I'll select that, and you'll have a line. You'll have a line tool whenever you select this tool. So whenever you use it, you can tell which way the gradient can come from. So you can, like, if I come from the side, it comes from the side, comes from below. Yeah, oh, I actually like that. So let's do this. And that's actually starting to look a lot like a cloud layer. Let's see. There we go. That looks really nice. And then down here is a text box tool. So if I wanted to write something, I could do that. So I'll do that right now. Let's choose angelic. And let's say, yeah, hello world. Let's do that. So that's how to use the text tool. And then let's see, on any other tools that I haven't covered. The airbrush tool, which is really nice. It's also really good for coloring and blending. It's basically a soft brush that makes everything appear very blurry and soft. So let's say if I wanted to make like a sun or something, let's pick an orangey yellow color, and yeah, let's put a sun maybe like right here to the side. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a very soft brush. It's really useful for things like this. I could actually go even farther and change the layer properties and give this sun like a glow. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. So now it's quite, yeah, looks more brighter and looks more like a sun. There we go. Yeah, I actually like that. And yeah, so just to recap, a lot of useful tools that I use. The edit undo function to undo stuff that I made a mistake on, and also, oh yeah, I should introduce the edit redo button to redo stuff that you just undid. We have the move layer option. You can click a layer and click on whatever you want to be moved, then you can move it freely. We have the brush tool, which helped us make the clouds. We have the airbrush tool that helped us make the sun. We have the blend tools. We have the paint bucket tool. We have the gradient tool that helped give us this gradient panorama that we see here. And then we have the text box tool that give us text. I think that's everything that I can think of that's really useful for people that are just beginning using Clip Studio Paint, and I hope this helps you.